Hello everyone, welcome to Momma Jo's Kitchen. Hey, I hope you are certainly enjoying a lot of these quick and easy recipes. I've got another quick and easy recipe for you. You know, sometimes the simplest, fewest ingredients, you can have a wonderful meal. And that's what I'm cooking and fixing for my husband today, is a quick and simple meal. So in my I call it a Dutch oven, or you might call it a soup pot, or a quart stock pot. I have 2 tablespoons of bacon grease that I am currently heating up. It doesn't have to be bacon grease. You could use olive oil, vegetable, canola oil, whatever you have on hand. You know, sometimes I save my bacon grease, and I'll use it with certain dishes, something that I want to help flavor what we're fixing today. We have a large can, and because I thought it was larger than this is a 40.5 ounce, which is still a large can, but this is for my husband. I've got Hanover Great Northern beans, and then we have a pack of Sugardale diced ham. Now this is the smaller diced. You can get the larger diced, and I think it comes in a pound. It does. It's 16 ounces. So I thought with today I would go with the smaller cut. And then you're going to need some chicken broth, and I already used about half of this chicken broth in a recipe the other day. So this is reduced sodium chicken broth. I highly doubt we'll need the salt. I did put the salt out, but because we have ham and we have the chicken broth, and there's already sodium in the beans, there's some sodium, I think it's better to err on the side of not salting it until towards the end. Okay, we're going to saute up a few vegetables first. Okay, this is the small carrots. I just washed them, I chopped the ends off, and just give them a little chop. There is about a half a cup here. So I'm going to go ahead, the grease in here is ready. Let me get the carrots in here. Okay. Then we have celery here. I have about a half a cup. I did have 2 stalks setting out, but then I got to looking at this can, and I thought it would be larger than what it is, and I thought maybe 2 stalks would be too much. So I've got basically 1 stalk, or about a half of a cup of celery. This is 2 shallots that I have peeled and chopped, and I want to say this is a half of a cup, so it's more than a half, so it's about a third, or just 2 shallots. Okay, so what I want to do is just kind of soften them, saute them together. Now, excuse me. I have some garlic here. I don't have the fresh currently, so I'm going to use some of this jar garlic, but I don't want to put it in quite yet till I'm closer to adding other stuff in here. Now, we could add this later, but since I'm already sauteing, I'll go ahead and put in some black pepper. Now, I can never put too much black pepper in for Michael. Typically, I would go in with a teaspoon, but since that is not as large of a can as I thought it was, I'm going to only go in with a half of a teaspoon of black pepper. Now, some people cook everything together. Just throw everything in the pot. I know that's the way, my mother does a lot of her cooking, and she puts everything in a pot and cooks it together, and that's fine. I just prefer to saute my vegetables and everything first before I add other ingredients. I just feel like it does it changes the profile of the flavors. It helps everything come together better. So we don't have to cook them. I'm probably going to go in. Michael loves garlic. And I know a lot of people would probably only go in with about a teaspoon. Depending on what I'm fixing, a lot of times I'll use a tablespoon. But I think for today, I think I'm only going to use about, let's see, this is probably about 2 teaspoons. Let's see if I can kind of flatten that out a little bit. That's just an estimate. Now, if I don't have enough chicken broth, I can always add some water. All right, that smells really good. I'll bring you down so you get a little closer look. Okay, that's what she's looking like here. Now I'm going to leave any grease or anything that's in there. That's just going to help add to the flavor. Okay, everything is smelling really nice and fragrant over here. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the beans. The juice and all. Now, I could make a pot of, I could make cornbread with this, but I don't think I need to. I actually made some bread, a loaf of bread last night, and our in-laws, my youngest son's wife's mother had made some blueberry jam, and she gave us a jar of that yesterday. So I think I'm just going to either, slice some of that bread for Michael and maybe put some butter on it and some of that blueberry jam on there. And he could eat it, you have something savory. A lot of times something sweet goes really well with it. Okay, our beans are in. Now we're going to put the ham in. And, depending on how much you want to put in there, you could maybe do half of this pack. But my husband is a meaty guy. So I'm going to put the entire pack in for him. I'm going to break it up a little bit. There's a little bit of juice in the pack. Put it all in. See, right now it's thick. But we're going to add some broth here and possibly some water. We might not need to. Okay. Like I said, this is about probably 2 cups of chicken broth. Alright, now all I have to do, folks, is I'm going to let this slowly come up to a boil. And then I'm just going to turn it down and let it slow cook for a little bit. At this point, if you don't want it to reduce down too much, you can put a lid on it. I'm going to keep an eye on it. And if I have to, I can always add some liquid to it. And this would be a good time to taste it to see if you need any salt. But I'm going to let it actually bring up to a boil. I'm going to because as it heats up and it starts to boil, it's going to, the juices from the ham and stuff is going to start to release. So you might want to wait, a little bit and just, let everything boil first. And let that salt, render out. And then you'll be able to know if how you want to adjust that. So I basically call this see, they're Great Northern beans. I guess it's almost like a soup, but I really wouldn't call it soup. Just ham and Great Northern bean soup, or just beans, you know. That's the way a lot of the old timers, you know, would fix their beans, or they get the brown beans and cook them. And my stepfather would always use, he liked raw onion, chop up raw onion. He'd get a bowl of the brown beans, and he would have my mom put raw onions on top, and that's the way he liked to eat his. Now, Michael's not going to do, my husband, he's not a big fan of onions, so, but he seems like he's tolerating the shallots, and he likes the purple, or I call it purple onion, red onion, but he likes it raw, you know, like in sauces and things, but he doesn't like it cooked. So, you know, do what, you know, you think you would like in yours. But anyhow, see how quick, simple, and easy this is? But hold on, folks. Michael is going to be home here very soon. It's going to only be a few seconds for you all. I'm going to let this cook for a little bit, and we're going to be back for that taste test. And Michael's going to let you know what he thinks of this. All right, hang on. Okay, I thought I'd bring y'all down just so you can get a look at what it's looking like. It's boiling, so I have turned it down. It's got plenty of liquid right now, so I'm just going to let it slow cook. I'm going to leave it with the lid off for now, and I'm just going to let it slow cook for a little bit, and then I'm going to serve this up to Michael.
How you doing, YouTube? Welcome to Momma Jo's Kitchen. Today we have ham and Great Northern beans. Here we go. Savory. Taste the celery. Carrots. Carrots are good and tender. I really like that. Absolutely delicious. It's robust. It's got a good flavor. Everything about it excellent. I'm gonna try a little bit of the bread with it. See how we go. Two thumbs up. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out the video, the full-length video where Momma Jo makes this. Check out all Momma Jo's videos. Come back and get some more goodness. Thank you. Good night.